Hello everybody and welcome back to the Cinematic Venom channel, and today I have a very special treat for you because I am sat here exclusively talking with formerly Obscurus Looper but now Allison Pregler.
Hi guys.
Now Allison, the reason I asked to speak with you today is I've already announced that in the coming week I'm going to be taking a look at all 4 of the Channel Awesome anniversary movies.
Because it's something that's been getting a lot of attention lately.
Exactly, and excuse the pun, it's just made me a bit nostalgic. So obviously you and I don't really have the best history, so I just wanted to reach out and, clear the air, break the ice and just make amends.
We had a falling out, a pretty public falling out.
Exactly, but it's been 5 years, we're both adults, so I just think we can both now find it within ourselves to move past that and just move on with our lives.
You can't just keep bringing this up constantly.
Oh, I know, which is exactly why I did that video towards you earlier in the year, and it's been 5 years and for some reason you're still talking about me on Twitter, but forgetting all that, I think we just need to talk and air this out.
Shut up and talk.
However, it is a bit difficult to discuss these movies without obviously going over the allegations that you and some of the other former producers detailed in their Google document. So I know it's difficult to talk about the abuse that you guys went through. But just for new viewers, can you please try to discuss the cruel torment that you personally went through at the hands of Channel Awesome?
I never received a copy of To Boldly Flee.
That must have been really difficult. What did you do when you found out that you wasn't getting a DVD?
I cried in the bathroom, in the studio, because I was so upset over this.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Some people were really upset about this, and some producers were really upset about this.
I can understand why. It's tragic. What was the reception like when the Google document came out?
Largely really negative.
Oh wow. Sorry to hear that.
You probably noticed me tweeting a lot.
Oh yeah. And blocking a lot. What do you think might have been the cause for the negative reception?
I want to say thank you for giving me an audience.
I mean, you have a lot more subscribers than me. I suppose my other channel gets more views. But I suppose it must be quite degrading for a nobody who's completely irrelevant to, boost your movement more than you could have ever done on your own, right?
We had group calls where we talked about these issues.
Did we? I mean, I remember all of you wanting a group call to be arranged to, resolve the issue, and then once I tried to do that, all of you got mad.
I imagine a lot of you are.
No, not really. Nobody gives a shit.
I did want to give people an update on what's been going on since.
Okay, I mean, I know that I said I wouldn't be talking about this again, but I just felt like I had to because it's just so important with the movies coming up and everything. So, I mean, 5 years later, how is life since Change the Channel?
I don't want to be too repetitious and go over everything that's in the document.
We're not talking about the document now, Allison. I just want to know how things are in 2024.
Which has to do with Channel Awesome.
Allison, you've not been on the website in 9 years. I just want to hear how you're doing now, not in the past.
There are so many great memories associated with being with Channel Awesome.
That's great, Allison. Can we talk about something else now?
I told everyone exactly what happened and my experiences on the site.
Nobody cares, okay? Nobody cares anymore. Stop tweeting about it. God. I don't know. What's your favourite thing to eat?
Primarily, Mike Mashad.
Okay. I know you're a big advocate for, equality and diversity, so, I mean, what do you think of Grindr?
I met my boyfriend through that site.
Oh, I wasn't aware that you were, or he was, whatever. What do you think of Jesus Christ?
He treated us awfully. I don't like him.
Martin Luther King?
I don't like him.
Mahatma Gandhi?
I don't like him.
P. Diddy and Harvey Weinstein?
They have been nothing but nice to me.
Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin?
They're not monsters all the time.
What?
They're going to be my friends for the rest of my life.
What about the Holocaust?
There are memories there that I wouldn't take back for the world.
Look, I think we're getting off track, alright? After Change the Channel, after Channel Awesome, after everything that happened to you in 2015, 2018, 2019, after all of that, what has happened, alright? How are you now?
I didn't like the person that I was becoming. I didn't like being angry and bitter about this all the time, so I just stopped.
Gotcha. So that means you're going to stop randomly Mentioning me or Channel Awesome on Twitter in angry and bitter tirades now then.
No.
I mean, you and Mars Girl both lied and said that nobody endorsed my videos, which I proved wrong in screenshots, and yeah, there was no response to that, weirdly.
I don't normally do videos like this on my channel.
That's fair. I understand how difficult it is for you to admit when you're wrong.
I asked for an apology.
I gave it. Now it's your turn.
No.
Gotcha. So, how would you describe the majority of the grievances that are in the Google document then?
An illusion.
Really? Well, what else did you poor people have to go through?
Not communicating with us.
God, my heart goes out to you.
Patronizing us.
Now, I think you'll find it's patronising, actually. Now, I have the Google Oh. Sorry. Just dropped the violin, Allison.
Some of them are less serious than others, but all of them are legitimate grievances.
Really? So, Doug Walker not being able to record a Skype call is worthy of being in the same document of allegations of covering up a rape, is it?
You might find some of it petty.
It also says here that Mars Girl practically cried because they forgot to include her in a single shot of To Boldly Flee. That's abuse, is it?
We did it all for free.
Well, yes, but you also did get a free flight, a hotel room, food, drinks, channel exposure. You also didn't need to say yes.
I asked for an apology.
I see. Have you ever considered the fact that you're just a massive pussy?
No.
I mean, just looking over the bloopers and behind the scenes of all three movies, it seems like not only did you all have an absolute blast, but you only had a problem on the film that actually had a full crew helping, and the only one that was actually shot as an actual production. Are you sure you're not just afraid of work?
I don't know.
I see. You know, your hypocrisy is glowing.
It's not very hard to find.
Oh, I know that. I mean, considering the amount of times that you or Linkara or Erod or Mars Girl lambast people online for similar things. I mean, didn't you complain to your landlord about a child crying? Jeez, I wonder what your complaint letter must have looked like.
The whole thing is well over 70 pages now.
Jesus.
So not only were we doing this movie for free, we were taking time out of our work to make these videos for them. We were taking time out of our rest during the production to film them.
Have you ever considered getting a job?
It was just really difficult to try and make a living that way.
Unless you're relying on Doug Walker's success, am I right?
I don't know.
Now, don't get me wrong, some of you, like Joe and Lindsay, found a lot of success, but, you know, much like myself, a lot of you just fell into complete obscurity and irrelevancy afterwards. I mean, I think we all get about 20 viewers each.
That is a lot of people.
And maybe it's just me, but it seems a bit weird to complain about not receiving a copy of the DVD of the movie that you're claiming you were abused on the set of.
They couldn't be bothered to give the people in the movie copies of the movie.
Allison, why are you such a moron?
I have a huge problem.
Right, let's just move on. Now, a lot of people had made fun of the Channel Awesome movies, and rightfully so, but you'd think that the ones criticising those films would then go on to make even better movies in comparison, right?
I'm ignoring them.
No, we need to address this, Allison. I mean, Lewis and Kaylin went off to make their own films, which were even worse than all of the Channel Awesome films combined. And then that terrible audio drama that they did. I mean, how do you go from shit to even more shit?
I don't know.
It's fascinating. How do you all make such shit videos continuously?
Several times. It's not like this just popped up overnight.
Now, I know that in one of the short films which you contributed towards in the Uncanny Valley anniversary film, it focuses on online bullying. Don't you think that you were majorly hypocritical in that? I mean, what do you have to say to all of the people out there that you've needlessly blocked or verbally berated online?
They broke every single promise, every time.
Was that promise to not be so mean?
They are complicit in this.
How?
They said some really hurtful things and did some hurtful things.
Oh, I see. Was it anything worse than telling a suicidal person that they were making them look bad?
No.
Allison, what do you think of videos that are catered towards children? You know, these wholesome YouTube channels with kids opening toys or role-playing with dolls. They're just really sweet, aren't they?
Really just atrocious, and it made me really uncomfortable.
What are your thoughts on Arsene Wenger?
He's a terrible manager, and he's a bully and a misogynist.
Is he? Well, what about, I don't know, the Pope?
He just should not be in this position of power.
Allison! Right, let's not get too political. I hear you and Phaelus are expanding your sex lives. So who would your dream gangbang be with?
Mike Machad, but with Rob Walker and with Doug Walker.
Okay, I did not see that coming. No pun intended.
Why are you talking about this now? Why wasn't this brought up before?
I didn't really think that you'd want to discuss your sex life publicly. I mean, I suppose you talk about everything else publicly, so why not? What's your main fetish?
That guy with the glasses.
Gotcha. And I'm guessing Phaelus is okay with this? Speaking of which, when you have some alone time with Phaelus, what do you do about work?
I wasn't at the computer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes? What? Phaelus must be a machine.
I think it was around 48 hours where we were continually...
What? How does he do it?
It was very public.
So anyway, just back to my original question. How is life now?
Doug and I are friends.
You are?
I said no.
Okay. I do want to talk about the crossover that you did with Erod and Linkara. I mean, you don't really contribute a lot to the review. You barely even speak. In fact, I think we actually have a clip where you admit that you're not adding anything.
You have no idea what's going on in this movie, do you?
Yeah, bits and pieces.
So I just have to ask, why were you there?
I said no.
Well, they forced you to do the review anyway.
If you spoke up about this, you were kicked off and you just disappeared.
I understand. That must have been tough. I think starring in an Erod video is probably worse than anything Channel Awesome did to you.
Phelan left the site.
What, because you did a video with Erod? Can't say I blame him. What else did he do?
Forgot.
So, looking back, ignoring Channel Awesome for a second, 5 years later, what are your thoughts on Change the Channel?
They never admit any faults in anything.
That's true.
They never admit culpability.
It's just, I raised grievances with yourselves, similar to what you did with Channel Awesome. And although a lot of what I did and said was shitty and my justifications were all awful, I was also at fault, but I can admit that. But you guys never seem to acknowledge what you did.
I have always believed you.
Interesting. I just felt like you were all assholes to me.
We sincerely regret you felt that way.
Interesting. Are you aware that you're a massive bitch to a great deal of the internet?
And that's something that is my problem, not theirs.
Now, could you just please go off on a tangent complaining about your other more successful former colleagues?
I would be at conventions and people would want to talk about them to me. People would quote Doug at me.
Yeah, that would do, thanks. Now do an impression of your career resume from 2010.
Look, we have the Nostalgia Critic.
I also heard that you recently visited an escape room. What was that like?
I was just so sick of feeling like I was trapped.
What are your thoughts on my associates failing to help me put together the sequel to my movie?
I hope that eventually they do.
Oh, you're so sweet. What's your favourite fruit?
Sour grapes.
No surprise there.
That's fair enough if you don't agree with everything that I've said.
Just as long as we don't tweet it to you, right?
I don't want anyone to harass them.
Except Brad. Fuck him and his wedding, am I right? Now, before we wrap this up, is there anything that you'd like to say to Channel Awesome?
I just hope that they find their happiness and their footing and that great things happen for them.
Oh, that's nice. And how would you describe Doug and Rob Walker?
Incredibly talented, hardworking individuals.
Wow, such a wholesome way to end this. Well, this has been Cinematic Venom. Thanks for watching, and this has been me with Allison Pregler.
Thank you. Truly and genuinely, thank you.
Take care. You're so nice.
No.
So I hope you and Phaelus are okay.
I don't like him.